Chrissy Chambers is a YouTube star who unfortunately has to deal with a pretty terrible thing in her life. Apparently her ex-boyfriend has posted revenge porn all over the internet, and she is trying to make a landmark change in the UK, where her ex-boyfriend lives, when it comes to issues related to revenge porn. Not only is she going after him for a civil case, she's also going after him for the criminal activity that she believes he's guilty of. Now, The Guardian did a really great documentary about this. I definitely encourage you guys to watch the full doc. But in this snippet, she kind of explains exactly what happened and why she's going after him. Take a look.
I fell in love when I was 18 with a British man. He had a charming accent and he was handsome, and I had never been in love. I was very innocent and naive. We dated for about a year. And then I suggested we take a break because I was 18 and had moved to Atlanta to do acting, and I lost my focus. He did not take that well at all. The day that I suggested we take a break, he suggested that we have an evening of drinking. And I got very, very intoxicated. It turns out that that night when that happened, he had remained much more sober and proceeded to have sex with me, and then he also proceeded to film it and didn't tell me.
Chrissy says she has no memory of having sex that night, let alone allowing her ex to film it.
He ended up going back to the UK, going through a very hard time, and then I eventually met Bria, and I fell so head over heels in love with someone who was as supportive and just such a light in my life. And then in June 2013, I got a message from a friend of ours saying that someone was posting on our YouTube channel to all of our fans who are teenage girls that if you Googled Chrissy Chambers porno, that a video would come up of me. And I Googled my name, and a thing came up, links came up that said Chrissy Chambers, like me fucking my ex, Chrissy Chambers. And it was like my heart stopped.
So the way that she found out was obviously through her friend, but then she noticed in the comment section that her fans had turned on her. They were unsubscribing from the page. They were calling her a slut. So when it comes to the civil case, she is charging that she lost a considerable amount of money in her YouTube business as a result of what he did. In the criminal case, I mean, there's a number of things that he could deal with, potentially. If she doesn't remember the sex and if she was intoxicated, she could press rape charges, although I don't know if she's planning on doing that. But she's going after him for the revenge porn that's been posted online.
Yeah. Now, look, at this point, she's obviously with a female partner. That could also, some people won't know the context of what happened, and then they might think that she's posing and she's not being genuine about what she says on her channel, etc. That's a different level of problems and complications for her. But overall, the heart of the issue is that, you know, we've been talking about this revenge porn for a long time, and it is just a loathsome thing to do, right? I mean, you think you're being cute or clever. It's not, right? It's an enormous violation of someone's privacy. I mean, literally can't imagine a bigger violation of someone's privacy. And you can say, well, they had sex. Yeah, I know, they were going out. People have sex when they're going out. But even if she was fully conscious that day but didn't give permission to tape, well, no, then you don't have, no, you can't do that, right? Even if he taped it, then I don't know what the law in the UK is in regards to her giving consent to the taping. But a decent human being wouldn't put it up on the internet without her permission.
Right. So let me tell you what the laws are currently, okay? The current law in the UK states that you are not allowed to put up explicit material of someone without their consent. However, he posted this content prior to that law taking effect. So as a result, she's not protected by the new anti-revenge porn law. However, they're going to try to go after him with other existing laws that could apply. So I don't know whether or not it's going to work. The lawyer seems hopeful, but she's also very realistic about the realities in this case. But I think the worst part about all of this is the public's reaction to it. Because in this case, Chrissy is a victim, right? And society just perpetuates the torture, right? Let's re-victimize her because she had the audacity to have sex. Okay? We need to stop punishing people for having sex. We need to stop punishing people for taking pictures while they're naked. We all have genitals. We all have, I said that in a really weird, genitals. I don't know why it came out that way.
Right.
We all have the same thing going on, okay? And so to sit there and judge people and call them sluts and unsubscribe from their channel, it doesn't change who they are. They do the exact same things you do behind closed doors.
Yeah, and I've never understood that from the guys doing it. Don't you want them to have sex with you? Why are you trying to punish them for doing that? I know why, because you're bitter and it's pathetic. Right?
So pathetic.
I've interviewed Chrissy Chambers, and so I know her a little bit.
Yeah, she's been on the point several times.
She's been on the point. So now this story is not connected to me knowing her at all, right? I mean, I don't know a thing. I didn't know this was happening, right? But I would support whoever was doing this, but just in the interest of transparency.
Yeah.
We do know her a little bit. And I did have a slightly inappropriate interview with her that you can catch on TYT Interviews.